Hello guys, I'm Khushi Jhavar and the problem we are going to discuss today is finding common elements in three sorted arrays. Here we are given three sorted arrays A, B and C and the number of elements are n1, n2 and n3 respectively, which may or may not be the same. So in these arrays we have to find the common elements. Here we can see an example where we are given A, B and C, and it is clearly visible that the common elements are 21 and 70. So to solve this problem, the very simple approach that comes to our mind is first we'll find the intersection of A and B and then the intersection of that array with C. Here in this example, the intersection of A and B will contain 21, 70 and 100, and by finding the intersection of this array with C, we will get the result, that is 2170. So let's look how we'll proceed with this approach. Here we are given A, B and C that are in increasingly sorted order. We have used I, J and K to iterate through our arrays. We will initialize I, J and K to 0. So first we'll find the intersection of A and B. To do that, we'll create an intersection vector so that we store the solution in it. We will consider the current element of the array A as small a and the current element of B as small b. So initially we are at the 0th element. So here B is smaller than A, so B cannot be the common element. We will increment our J and move to the next element. Again we see that 2 is smaller than 9, that is B is smaller than A. So we will move further in array B. Again we see that 4 is smaller than 9, so 4 cannot be the common element. We move further in the array B. Then we see that A is smaller than B. So we move further in array A by incrementing I. We see that 21, that is A is equals to B. So we'll add this element in the intersection vector. Once we added the element in the intersection vector, we will increment both I and J and move to the next element in arrays A and B. We find that 30 is smaller than 70, so we'll increment our I and move further in array A. Here we find the common element 70. We will add this common element in our intersection vector. Once we add the common element in our intersection vector, we will increment I and J and move further in our arrays. Once we move further, we find that 80 is smaller than 100, so 80 cannot be the common element. We move further in array A. We find 99 is smaller than 100. We again move further in array A. Here we come where A is equals to B. So we will add this element in our intersection vector. Once we add the element in our intersection vector, we will increment I and J and move further in our arrays. Here we see that A is smaller than B, so 120 cannot be the common element. We move further in array A. We find the common element, so we will add the element in our intersection vector. Once we add the element in our intersection vector, we will increment our I and J and we will find that our array, that we have come to the end of our array. So the while loop will stop and we have got our intersection vector. Next what we'll do is that we'll find the intersection of this vector and this array C. To do this, we'll repeat the same process as we have done before. We will initialize our L and K to 0. We'll check if the element is small, we will move further in our array. We see that the element is small, so we keep moving till we find the equal element. We find that 21 is equals to 21. So what we'll do is we'll add this element in the solution array. Here we add 21. Then we will increment and move in both the arrays. Here we see that 30 is smaller than 70, so 30 cannot be the common element. We move further. Again we see that 50 is smaller, we move further. Then we see that we find the common element. What we'll do is we'll add the common element in the solution vector. We move further and we find 100 and 120. Here we see 120 is greater than 100, so we'll move further in this array and we'll reach the end of the array. As soon as we reach the end of the array, we will stop the while loop, and here we get our solution that contains 21 and 70. So let's look at the code of this approach. Here in this code, we have a function called common elements. It takes the array A, B and C as its parameters and the size of these arrays n1, n2 and n3. We have created vector, solution and intersection to store our solutions. The intersection vector will contain the intersection of array A and B, and the solution vector will contain the final solution that we are going to return at the end of this function. We have a while loop that will end once we reach the end of any one of the arrays. If the element A and B are equal, we will simply push that element in the intersection vector and increment I and j and move further in our array A and B. If the B element is smaller than A, so B cannot be the common element. So we increment our j and move further in the B array. And thirdly, if B is greater than A, so A cannot be the element, the common element. So we'll increment I and move further in our array A. Similarly, we'll find the intersection of this intersection vector and array C. Finally, we'll get the solution and we'll return the solution. The time complexity of this solution is big O of n1 plus n2 plus n3. In the above approach, we were using two loops and we were using an extra space, that was the intersection vector, to store the intersection of the first and the second vector. So instead of doing that, we will directly traverse through all the three arrays at the same time without using any extra space. Let's look at the second approach. Here we have I, j and k to iterate through our arrays A, B and C. We will consider the current element of array A as A, small a, and current element of B as small b, and the current element of array C as small c. So initially A is 9, B is 0 and C is 2. We see that 0 is less than 9, so 0 cannot be the common element. We move further in our array B by incrementing j. Then we again see that B is smaller than A. We move further in our array. Again B is smaller than A, so we move further in our array. Now B is not smaller than A, so we see that C is smaller than A, so we move further in the array C. So now we see that A is smaller than 21 and is also smaller than 14. So 9 cannot be the common element. So we move further in array A. Here we have come to a position where A is equals to B, but we see that C is smaller than A. So we move further in array C. Again C is smaller than A, so we move further in array C. Here we have reached a point where A is equals to B is equals to C. So we will add this element in the solution array. Here I am adding the element. Once we add the element, we will move to the next element in all the arrays. A becomes 30, B becomes 70 and C becomes 30. Here we see that B is greater than A. So we move further in array A. Similarly, we see that C is smaller than A, C is smaller than A, so we move further in array C. Again C is smaller than A, we move further in array C. Here we reach a point where A is equals to B is equals to C. So we add this element in our solution array. Once we add the element in the solution, we move further in our array A, B and C. Here we see that A is smaller than B. So we move further in array A. Again A is smaller than B. So we move further in array A. We see that A is equals to B, but C is greater than A. So we move further in array A. Once we move further in array A, we see that B is smaller than A. So we move further in array A. Here we see that B is greater than A. So we move further in array A by incrementing I. Here we see that C is smaller than A, so we increment K and we find that we have reached the end of the array C. Here the loop stops and we get a solution. This way we can traverse through three arrays using a single loop to find the common elements. Let's look at the code. Here there is a function called common elements which takes a, b, c as its parameters and n1, n2, n3 that are the number of elements in these array. We have created a vector solution to store a solution that we are going to return at the end of this function. Here we have a while loop. This will run until we reach the end of any one of the arrays. If all the elements are equal, we'll simply push back any one of these in the solution vector and increment I, j and k to move ahead in the array A, B and C. If B is smaller than A, that means B cannot be the common element, so we increment j and move further in array B. Next, if we see that C is smaller than A, so C cannot be the common element, so we move further in the array C by incrementing K. Else, if B is greater than A or C is greater than A, in that case A is the smallest element, so I is incremented and we move ahead in array A. Here we get the solution and we return it at the end.
In the second approach, we are not using an extra space as we used in the first approach by creating an intersection vector. Also, here we use a single loop to iterate through the three arrays instead of using two loops. Do try to write this code on your own. See you. Bye.